In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a Flappy Bird's clone using the Toy Engine app. So we'll start on the My Level screen, which opens up when you first start the app, and we'll create the level by tapping New. And we'll call this one Flappy. So we'll start with a player character that we're going to control in the game and just drag that out. And the first thing that we're going to do is set up the behavior of this character. So we'll double tap him and script. Now in a Flappy Birds game, your character is always moving to the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the game starts event to trigger a event function for the character to move right, and that's going to continue for the whole game. So we'll drag out a walk right event function, and we'll wire these up so the player starts walking right. And then we want him to walk right in a loop and just keep doing it forever, so we need another walk right. So then when he's done walking right, he'll just walk right again, and when he's done that, he'll go back to the first walk right. So this just creates an infinite loop where he's going to be always moving to the right. Now we need a duration, so it doesn't matter what we set for that since he's just going to keep doing it forever, but we'll just do, say, 99 seconds. And we'll save this. And we'll close that, and we'll also give him a platform to start on so he doesn't just fall right away. And we'll save this and play. So now you see that the player just starts moving to the right and just falls off the ledge. So now we're going to need to add the bouncing up and down behavior like you see in Flappy Birds. So we'll go back to the player's script. And we're going to trigger the bouncing with tapped A. And we're going to need to use a force on the player to push him upward. So we'll find the event function for push. And then we'll need to apply an impulse to the player. So for that we need a vector. So we'll go to values and drag out a vector. And I can't remember exactly what a good value for this is, but we'll start with maybe 22 and see how that works. And I've only set the y component of the vector because we just want to push him up. We don't want to push him horizontally at all. So we'll save this, close it, and start again. So now if we tap A, the player gets pushed up into the air a bit. But you'll notice that once he starts falling, it becomes really difficult to push him up because he's got so much downward velocity. So you have to tap A a lot before he can actually get into the air. And that's not how it works in Flappy Birds. In Flappy Birds, when you're falling, you can just tap once and you instantly get the same boost no matter how much you're falling. So we need to get that behavior for our player. So we'll go back to the editor, the script editor, and we need to add something. So we'll go to our event functions and we'll add a vertical stop. So before we push the player up, we're going to do a vertical stop. So we'll disconnect that and we'll move the vertical stop in between. And save again and play. So now he still bounces the same on the platform, but once he gets off, you can keep him like at the same level in the air just by tapping, and you don't need to tap a bunch of times if you're falling quickly because it gets rid of all of his vertical velocity before it actually boosts him up. So now we need some obstacles for you to actually flap through. So we're going to use the ground for this, and we'll drag out some ground, and we'll have a big like barrier at the bottom and top. So we'll resize this. And then we'll also copy that for the top. And actually, before we copy it, let's set up the script. So in Flappy Birds, if you touch anything, you die. So all we need to do is just drag out all the contact events and set game over. So any sort of contact with the obstacles causes you to get a game over. So now we'll copy that, and it'll copy the scripts in addition to just copying the object. So now if we play, we'll find that if we hit the top or the bottom, we'll just get a game over. So now we need to add the vertical obstacles that you're dodging around. So we'll copy this again just to get the script and paste it, and now we'll resize it into more of a vertical obstacle. And this was sort of blocking the camera before. You could see above the level, which I don't like, so I'm going to resize this a bit just so we can hide the top of the level from our view. We'll copy a few of these. Save again. So now we got some obstacles on the top that we have to dodge around. And if we run into any of them, we get game over. So now we'll add some stuff at the bottom. And we'll do it just by copying those obstacles again. And we'll just keep the opening the same size at each point. Save again. So now it's really tricky. That's a pretty small opening. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get through there. Maybe we'll make everything one bigger. There we go. That's actually doable now. Alright, so we can get through now. Let's make it a little bit nicer because we can see the tops of these obstacles here, which doesn't really look too good. So let's resize it so that the tops are off screen and you just see the bottom of the obstacle. So it's all just one uniform thing. You don't notice the grass on top. And let's try again. There we go. Now everything just looks like it's just one big block that you're trying to avoid. So now let's add an end to this level. We'll drag out another platform and we'll just make it a little bit bigger. And on top of it, we're going to put a flag. And now we'll script the flag to make it trigger the end of the level. So we'll use an event function, complete level, and we'll trigger that when you contact any part of the flag. Alright, so let's play again. There, so now when I get to the flag, it lets me complete the level. So that's a really basic Flappy Bird's level. You can expand it. You can make it a lot more difficult by varying the heights of the platforms and making it longer by just adding more. Just keep on copy and pasting.